Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Anza-Tshhilidzi. For those of you who are new, you are most definitely welcome to this YouTube channel. Today we are making this lovely fragrant orange and raisin scones. I hope you enjoy. All the ingredients will be listed in the description box below. Please remember to like, subscribe and comment. It really helps me a lot. Let's get started. So these are the ingredients that you'll use, but as I said, they will be listed. So we are starting off with the wet ingredients. In goes half a cup of sugar into a bowl, and then I am cracking 4 eggs directly into that bowl. Once you've cracked all the eggs into that bowl, we are going to give this a very nice whisk. This just allows the sugar to dissolve and you of course break apart the eggs. And then freshly squeezed orange juice, a cup of that. If you don't have freshly squeezed juice, you can use the one that you buy from a store, but reduce the amount of sugar you add. And then I added about a tablespoon of orange zest. So I zest up some orange and put it in there and whisk away. So for our creamy pot of the scones, we are using some plain yogurt, a cup of plain yogurt. This just adds some acidity to the whole scone vibe, making things a little bit softer. And to add a little bit more acid, I'm adding a teaspoon of white spirit vinegar. So I ended up returning it because I spilled over. So yeah, a teaspoon of that vinegar. So you set aside your wet ingredients and start working with the dry. In goes 5 cups of self-raising flour into your other bowl. So just add in 5 cups of flour in there. My cup is about 250 milliliters big. Yeah. For the fat, we are using 300 grams of margarine, and to have this distributed nicely, it's very good to use a grater and just grate it. So when it's cold, it will be easier to grate. I forgot to mention all the ingredients that we are using, the wet ingredients. Make sure that they are cold ingredients. This will really help you soften things. So it's very easy to grate margarine when it's frozen, and it will help you not overwork your dough because things will mix much easier. So this technique, I think one of my subscribers commented on this that we should grate in margarine, and I tried it and I absolutely love this technique. Please do try it out. So yeah, I am grating in that 300 grams of margarine into my flour, and then we're going to be rubbing the flour and the margarine together. That should make sure that it is just well incorporated, sort of like crumb coating the flour with your margarine. A lot of comments that I've gotten in the comment section were to ask why cold ingredients and why refrigerate your dough. Just do it. You will get soft scones. So that just make sure that the fat content in your scone recipe doesn't melt before you actually bake, so you'll get much better rise while getting nicely formed scones and a softer texture inside. So cold ingredients are very important. So we are breaking apart the margarine just to distribute it a little bit and make sure that the flour is coated. At this point, you can touch the flour as much as you can, but when we continue, we are going to try not to overwork that flour. So in goes my cup of raisins. Well, it was not actually a cup because I had started eating them. And then mix those raisins in, and just make sure that they're a little bit fairly distributed. We don't want a scone with one raisin and one with 20 raisins inside. So mix that in. So the next part, it starts getting a little bit messy, but we're in the kitchen, man. We are working with things that require to be touched. So yeah, let's get to working. Ari suke flour, but of course resongo ibaisa. So now I'm just adding a little bit of the liquid mixture, and then you're going to like use a folding over method just to make sure that the liquid gets and coats all of the flour. This is the very most delicate part of scone baking. This is where you can ruin it all. Like over mixing will activate the gluten strands in your flour, and you will end up having bread like dough, which we do not want in scones. So try to be as delicate as you can be with this process. And once you see that the flour is wet enough, like everything is just well incorporated, stop. Don't try and make I don't know, the smoothest mixture you've ever seen, because that's what will ruin your scones. I can't emphasize this enough. If you want soft scones, be a little bit gentle and stop when it is necessary. So I've just let my dough rest in the fridge for like 30 minutes to about like 45 minutes. Just wait until it gets cold and a little bit firm. Then it's easier to work with, and it also, you know, that softness, that nice rise that we are trying to achieve. So now I'm just gonna flatten this a little bit and then cut out the shape that I want. I am doing circles. I love circle scones. I love a little bit thickish, so we're not gonna roll them too much, just a little bit on a floured surface, and add a little bit flour on top and on your rolling pin to make sure that it doesn't stick. And then we're going to cut this up and then put it on an oiled tray, and we are baking today's scones at 170 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. Once you start seeing the top getting golden, you can do the toothpick test. And also another tip, try not to open your oven in the process, because if you let out heat while your scone is rising, it's just gonna deflate and it's gonna be sad. So yeah, a little bit of patience. You can open it once you start seeing a little bit of it turning golden-ish on the top. So cut up your scones and then they'll be ready to bake. Well, before baking, of course, we need to brush the top. I think I had forgotten that I need to tell you guys about that part. So I mixed 1 egg and a little bit of milk, and then now I'm just brushing the top to get that nice golden top coat thingy, jiggy my bob. We didn't add any food coloring in this scone, so the color that we're going to get is from the orange and just them baking well enough to have that golden-ish color. Like this dough is already orangish from the orange flavor. Honestly, the scones were amazing. Honestly, look at those babies rise. This was the first tray and it was baking and it was smelling amazing. This is the second one. You can see that butter melting, but it's starting to melt while your scone has already risen. So this is why the ingredients have to be cold, you know. So we are done. This was the first tray that came out, and honestly, these were amazing. They were fluffy, they were oranges. They were packed with flavor. When you bite on the scone, you get that orange flavor. Then the raisin just explodes in your mouth. Oh my god, these scones were amazing, if I can say so myself. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching till the end. If you skipped parts of the video right to the end, please go back so that we can get the technique right. But anyway guys, I really appreciate you being here. We are almost at 14,000 subscribers. Thank you, and bye.